I'm loose. I said I'm loose, baby.
Hey, welcome back, man.
God damn, that music makes me so excited.
Hey, man, can I tell you I'm very excited to be back?
Me too.
It feels nice to be in this room.
I haven't spoken to another man in 3 weeks.
In a colorful room or just in general?
Just in general.
Oh my gosh, dude. That does probably not doing well for your job.
No. I've only been talking to the female clients. I make
That's
all the
nice.
fellas leave the room. I say, girls,
We haven't been here.
let me talk to you.
Let me talk at you.
Just the ladies.
Oh, man.
And then I perform R. Kelly songs.
Ruh-roh.
How do you think that would go if I was doing group therapy and in the middle of it I was just like, all right, y'all, and now for a song. And I turned the lights down and I was just,
I don't know.
I don't see nothing wrong
That would not
with
go
a
up.
little bumping.
But just doing songs is funny.
For sure.
You know what I think would be really funny? If you started to recite song lyrics.
I actually did that today.
Oh, but without telling people that that's what you're doing.
Well, what happened was I was like, what happens? How do you feel physically when you get anxious? And this guy said, my palms get sweaty. And I said,
Oh, man.
knees
Mom
weak,
spaghetti.
arms are heavy. He said, what? And then everybody else knew what I was talking about though.
When I was the first time I spoke at Fever, I towards the end of my using portion of my story, I said, you know, shit was real. When it was time to eat a meal, I would rob and steal, which is Biggie lyrics from Gimme the
Yeah.
Loot.
Nobody knew what you were
Three
saying.
people chuckled. I was so proud of myself, though. I called it, too. I said, I think I commented. I was like, yeah, I told myself I'd recite Biggie lyrics. And then I got a bigger chuckle.
There's a couple
Still.
different song lyrics that pop into my head every time somebody says something.
Yeah.
Every time somebody says, it's been a while, I go,
It's been a while.
yeah, exactly.
Hold me. When my kids say hold me, I go, down, 'cause I'm 6 feet from the edge.
Butt rock.
Yeah,
Butt
but
rock Tourette's.
dude, fucking
Did you see the guy who said the N-word at
Chase?
the BAFTAs?
no.
Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? Del Rey Lindo were presenting an award at the BAFTAs. And there was a guy there who's the subject of a documentary about his Tourette's disorder, right? And he just went, "Boop."
Nice.
Just yelled it from the crowd. Why would you have that guy there? Let him watch from home.
Yeah. Well, why is that in his lexicon as curse words? I guess it's just like,
It's a curse word. The
Yeah,
whole point
but-
of the Tourette's is that it's like, what would be the worst possible thing I could say right now? And then you say it.
oh man, during those two, that's wonderful.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan just went,
How do they feel about it though? Because aren't these people sort of like, bleeding heart types for, mental
it's caused a division where a lot of black people are like, he knew what he was doing. And a lot of mental health people are like, it's not up to you what you say.
Yeah.
Me, I don't know where I fall on that because I'm kind of like, clearly the dude loves clout. Like he's an activist for this whole cause. He was participating in a whole movie being made about him. It's like, how do I get even more famous?
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell the N-word at
Yeah,
Michael B.
that's where
Jordan.
that's where my
it had
head
to
goes.
feel so good
Yeah.
to just let that shit fly.
You ever seen that Louis C.K. episode, from the show, where he's in an art exhibit and there's a button. It's like in Manhattan, fancy fucking
Sure.
modern art museum. It's like it says press this button. And it goes to press it, and the girlies was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, "What it says, press the button." She's like, "So you just press anything that says press?" And he presses it, and it's actually his voice recording on a big speaker in this tall white room, and it just yells the N-bomb really loud. It's like full of people.
Yeah.
And it somehow is his voice too. It was funny, but
There's a lot of fun little surreal stuff on that show.
that show's incredible, dude.
One of the best programs ever.
A lot of fun little surreal stuff on The Sopranos right now too, dude. I I'm enjoying this show immensely.
Thank you for saying it correctly.
Depends on Tony called himself Soprano. He said, "I sent you guys the video."
I'm not clicking
wounded.
anything else. It's also on YouTube, which I'm fasting from for Lent. So.
He's wounded, okay, because the two Moulignons tried to kill him. I'm in character. It's okay.
All right.
They tried to kill him. They shot his orange juice out of his hand, and then they tried to kill him. And then he's in bed, and his wife's like something, and he's like, he's got a dad, me, Tony Soprano.
Well, he's probably not feeling himself because he was shot.
Neither one of you acknowledged that in that video, or actually, I think maybe Zach did. I don't know. I'm not going to look for it right now. But
Not my job to acknowledge things.
did you ever watch The Sopranos? In its
No.
entirety. There is a scene 2 episodes ago where Dr. Melfi.
Comes on to Tony.
No.
She gets ard.
Ard, bro. She is accosted and completely, it just goes so fucking much further than you want it to go. It's like totally uncalled for.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
I recently watched Naked, the Mike Lee movie, which has two very uncomfortable art scenes, but one in particular is just
Naked, the
horrific.
one from the 90s with the Scottish guy. What's his name?
David Thewlis.
Yeah, God, he's a good actor.
That's an incredible movie.
And that's a very incredible role. A lot of actors like name that as one of the most
Sure.
powerful acting
I mean, he's
roles of all
talking.
time.
He's talking for like the whole movie, and he's
Yeah.
doing all these little ticks, and the way that he speaks is just really distinctive.
yeah, and
It's fucking amazing.
ugh,
He makes you kind of like that guy, even though the first shot of the movie is him raping a woman.
golly. I didn't remember that about that movie. I watched it when I
There's
was in high
that
school.
scene, and then there's a later scene where this kind of like villain character is raping another one of the characters in the movie, and that one is just like gruesome.
Well, that's the power. That's the power of movies, man. Tony Soprano,
hate it.
you love him, and he's a total psychopath.
He doesn't R-word anyone.
No, but he's a murderer.
He does try to smooch, doesn't he? Smooch Dr. Melchi at one point.
Yeah, well, and he beats her. He threatens her in the first season, but he's constantly cheating on his wife, and he's a murderer. He's like a legitimate murderer, and he's like a serial killer. Basically, he's killed a ton of people.
Yeah.
Tons of people, and it doesn't even occur to him that it's a bad thing. Occasionally, his true nature shines through. You know, there's a
That is
conversation.
his true nature.
Yeah, but
What you do is your true nature.
yeah, but in his, they sort of nod to his true nature, because most of the time, the way it's written, the genius of the show is you're following this protagonist, and he's a very charismatic and protective and honor and family and loyalty and all this, a lot of likable characteristics in a human being.
He's very handsome,
Yeah, but he's
in great physical shape,
I wouldn't go that far, but he's,
strong, like
he's-
bull.
Yeah, but I mean, no stamina, I'm sure. But there's a guy who's a friend of his, sons, and I guess they grew up together, and he's a gambling addict. And he comes hanging around this prominent poker game that Tony's got. And the guy's got a problem. He's like a bad gambler.
Yeah.
And Tony tries once to be like, "Hey man, this ain't for you, pal." And the guy persists, and Tony's like, "All right, fuck it." Because Tony's a piece of shit, and he knows the guy's gonna lose, and he's gonna owe him a bunch of money. He's gonna be able to juice him, which is what a mafia guy is. He lives off of interest that people owe him. That's his whole income, is people's debt. People's misery basically feeds your lifestyle.
For sure.
It's fucked up.
And you do the vending machine racket, the enforcement scheme.
Yeah.
About that one.
What, the extortion?
Yeah, you put a vending machine in somebody's bar and you say, this is going to produce $200 a week.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. And then it doesn't produce $200 a week, and you just collect $200 a week from them. It's a protection thing.
Yeah.
Well, you got to pay us for protection, or else somebody could come break the windows and burn down your bar.
Yeah, that's the mafia thing, dude.
My great-grandfather was accused of such activities.
That means he did it.
Maybe.
Right? I mean, they don't.
That's my grandpa was running for state legislature, and his opponent was like, you're your dad is a Chicago mafia affiliate, so
Nice.
it's anti-Italian discrimination.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Man, dude, I had a serious dad day today. It's been pretty awesome. Well,
Man, dude, I had a dad.
not like I actually haven't seen my kids today.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect dad day.
well, I got up very early and worked, and then I got home and my mother had taken them out already. So I did all this dad shit at the house, all this like yard shit, and got on the roof and hit it with the blower and mowed the new sod in the back and cleaned up the yard so they can play when they get home. It was cool, man.
That sounds like a fun time.
Our dog is sick.
What happened?
I don't know. She's been throwing up a lot, like too much.
Disgusting.
So when I got home,
Time to put her down.
when I got home, there's like blankets all over everything. I guess she had barfed on a few things this morning. So Teresa just covered everything with blankets and then went to work.
Respect.
She's doing a massive tattoo on Chase's back today.
Of what?
Pirate ship.
Former guest Chase. Shout out Chase.
Shout out Chase and your new tattoo. You're getting stabbed right now. I got some work done.
Why would he get a tattoo of a pirate ship?
It's cool. You know,
What'd you get?
I got my alligator work done.
Let's have a look. Looks good.
Very big.
It looks Japanese.
We're going to turn it into a piece of scenery. So there's a skull in his mouth.
Mm.
We're going to put a little foot right here, a little blood in the water, and then a little pamphlet that says, "Welcome to Florida."
Ah, I see.
Little tourist guide.
A tribute to our beautiful state.
Yeah, and the fucking
And then fucking
dangerous. I'm out of practice here, man.
it's all right.
Hey, we haven't been able to make it out here, man. Life's just been getting all up in the way.
What did you give up for Lent?
Nothing. I don't practice Lent.
Damned and doomed, bro.
Well, you know, I don't need some. I don't want to be offensive, so I'll just say that, you know, when I decide to take things out of my life to better myself, I don't really have any drive behind it other than to be a better man.
My girl went to church today.
Oh yeah, That's cool. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of church and stuff.
I love church.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that people are there other than like other places, I guess.
Like the strip club.
Yeah, you know, or the
Temples of iniquity.
the drug house and all this. But I just don't think that, I don't feel like church and being a good person are necessarily connected. I feel like there's just as many shitty people at church as there are anywhere else. Like they're not, you know, mutually exclusive or whatever.
They're not mutually exclusive, but I would say that having a
In fact,
religion correlates to being.
If I know somebody, before I know your last name, I know your religious beliefs, 90% of the time you turn out to be a fucking nutcase. Like people that...
Because they're wearing a hijab and you notice immediately?
No. Specifically Christian people that I know that are just like immediately, hey, my name's Steve and I'm a lover of Christ and all this. It's just like, oh, and they end up being basket cases.
Yeah.
Like if all of their effort is in their spiritual connection, like, you know, other than like what someone does for a living or what they do for fun or who their what part of family they are, you know what I'm saying? If they're just like, my relationship to God is this, and then it's always this narrow point of view, like this is the pathway to happiness. And I feel like that's not a very positive or very like inclusive way to live your life either.
I'll pray for you, dog.
Yeah, that's the attitude I'm talking about. People that are serious about that shit, that are like, man, like this guy, you know, when I go to the Salvation Army with the book club and people are like,
People who are newly sober
yeah,
and are like 2 weeks off their latest crack and prostitute binge and are just like, I'm a child of the Most High God, Jesus Christ,
yeah,
through His Son, Jesus Christ, and He take care of me. Praise Jesus, blah, blah, blah. It's like you're inches away from another crack binge.
yeah. Oh man, we've seen so many guys like that at the Salvation Army that got the book in one hand and the pipe in the other, you know, and it's always the super over the top verbose guys that are like super extroverted. And then
the first guy I smoked crack with was like a street preacher type guy.
But I'll go with book club, you know, and I'll get like pushback from some of these guys because book club's got really big there, by the way. They made it mandatory.
Right.
So there's like 70 guys in there. And, you know, there's guys that are like, well, this is all fine and dandy, but
Jesus,
you're going to hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you're in hell.
Why do they say you're going to hell?
Because book club doesn't address your soul at all.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Not according to their dogma. If according to that
They
teaching,
think that you're putting book club above God, above Jesus,
and they think none of that matters if you're not being washed by the blood of Christ. And it's just like, well,
Like Jesus
so I've
is my
literally had to
sponsor.
say, book club is not for your soul. Is not here to save your fucking soul. It's here to save your ass. And if you want to worry about your soul, do the other stuff too. And there's nothing wrong with that. And they're very, very close to each other.
Yeah.
But no book club has nothing to do with your soul. It truly doesn't. And I mean, I believe that I have a soul, but I don't believe that.
I don't know if you do.
Yeah, because I just don't believe that. Believing that.
No, I don't know if you have a soul.
Oh, believing that one structure, one explanation of our connection to God is the only way to actually have a decent afterlife is fucking insane.
Well, you know my theory.
What?
If your mother didn't have an orgasm during conception,
Yeah.
you're not ensouled. You're a soulless human being.
Oh, man.
Thank God my dad knew how to lay the pipe, so. Holy hell. That's the voice of a demon.
That's what you get for bringing up my mother orgasming.
Sorry.
Father, son. What church do you go to?
I haven't been going to church at all, man. I went to the Stations of the Cross on Friday, and I knelt and I did a prayer.
Where?
And I knelt at Christ the King.
Oh, that's where I
I
went
did a
to
prayer
school.
and I said, God, please show me a sign if I'm to return to your fold. And then a huge thunder crack went off.
Oh, my shnikes.
And then I got a text from the mechanic saying my car was ready, and I left before the Stations of the Cross to go pick up my car before they closed.
That's fucked up. How's
So
the
my
Subaru?
priorities were put to the test there.
How's the Subaru?
It's all right. They recommended I do $6,000 worth of work on it, and I was like, nope, fix the headlight that I brought it in for. The rest of the stuff will be fine.
How many miles are on it?
200 something?
$6,000.
Yeah, it's leaking oil from like 3 different places, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep putting oil in it.
Yeah,
You
fuck
know?
it. Why not?
The light comes on, put some oil in.
Don't even wait for the light, dude. Check it once a week.
Yeah,
Because that light could end up being faulty. That measuring device could.
that's
end up being
one of the
faulty.
things that is leaking.
Yeah, so just check it, dude. I used to drive this fucking beat up Cadillac, dude. That it was basically just go to the gas station every day and check the oil every day, and then I didn't because I got into putting.
Why'd you have to get gas every day?
Because I never knew how much was in it. A couple people were using it, and the gauge was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Those like 90s, the North Star engine Cadillacs or something. All the fucking side view mirrors would go like this, like while I was driving. You know what I mean? They would like go up and down while I was driving. All the
Does
electronics.
auto adjust?
Yeah, but
That's
it was just like ghost. Yeah, they were useless.
Maybe
And
it was possessed. Did you pray over the car?
I used to take it from Westchester to Pennsylvania or to Philly all the time for drugs, and
This car did not belong to you.
no. And when I got it, it was fine. But by the time I blew it, I ended up blowing up the engine because I wasn't checking the oil. There was a bunch of cigarette burns like right above the window.
Oh yeah, from when you nod out.
Yeah, or I'd just be driving down the highway all fucking high on drugs, just trying to, it's always like 17 degrees in Pennsylvania, it feels like. And so your window's cracked like this and you're just not paying attention. But
That happened to me too.
oh man, what else? We've got so many things going on. You want to talk about Iran? I get so
I'm gonna
fucking
steal a joke
scared.
from my buddy
Okay.
who said they done killed the Ayatollah, and he said, Ayatollah not to enslave those women.
I don't know, man. Who was that? Who said that?
Peter.
I feel like getting into a fight with Iran's I don't know, man. I watch videos and I get real nervous. watch videos and I get real nervous.
Well, maybe you should quit YouTube.
Yeah, but then how else am I going to get my Ami rice freaking recipes, dog?
Ami rice? Mm-hmm. What's that?
Ami rice is a traditional Japanese dish that includes ketchup fried rice. It's very actually, so there is this very popular fried rice dish in Japan that uses this like Heinz demi-glaze sauce that's basically like a dense ketchup. It's actually a really popular condiment in that cuisine. I didn't even know that. But what you do is you put the rice down. You've seen this omelet on YouTube probably.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this before, and you cut it open and all the egg yolk come out.
Well, yeah, it's like custardy on the inside. So I've gotten the omelet down. I've been eating an omelet every night for like 3 or 4 weeks, a 3-egg omelet, just to perfect this method. And now it's just part of my diet to have 3 eggs before bed. And
that's great.
I've got it down perfect. So now I need to make the rice and the demi-glaze. But the demi-glaze is part of it is red wine. So I'm thinking pomegranate juice instead. Pomegranate juice or like beef stock and balsamic or something. But I feel like pomegranate juice does the exact same thing.
Just do red wine.
I don't want to have red wine. I don't want to buy red wine for myself. Like I would buy red wine and bring it to a dinner if I was going to something like that. But I don't want it in my, I don't know. It's weird.
I'd buy red wine and drink it.
Yeah. I used to buy beer for my roofing guys all the time, and that never got to me. It never bothered me at all. But
on the job, they would be drinking?
No, like at the end of the day.
Okay. What'd you get them?
Oh, Modelo. The good stuff.
Modelo.
Yeah.
Gracias, Senor James.
Modelo's good shit, bro.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, and they always, like appreciated it. I just like throw it in a styrofoam cooler and put it in the back of their truck on the last day and be like, yo, when you guys are.
I've been thinking about falling off the wagon.
Yeah.
Life's going pretty good.
That's best. I mean, why not, dude? You probably got it.
No, it's I don't know. The goal is to ruin everything and destroy it. Start from scratch.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard the song "Clay Pigeons" by Blaze Foley? There's a lyric in that where he says, "I'd like to stay, but I might have to go and start over again." I've always related to that. Just like,
yeah,
I got to ruin my life. Go start over somewhere else.
I think about it from time to time.
Nah, I don't really want to, but
I think about, I don't know. I don't know what I think about, man. I think about everything and nothing.
That's too much.
I just have all these.
Gotta quit YouTube.
Yeah, no, I definitely think too much, but I mean, it's like, what the fuck are you supposed to do about that? You need to turn your brain off. I just don't take my thoughts very seriously anymore. That's all. Like, I listen to people all the time now that I'm close to, going on and on about their feelings and their thoughts and stuff. And I try to be friendly and nice and listen and stuff, but all I'm thinking the whole time is just like, you fucking ignore yourself, dude. What's the big deal? Don't you have something to do? I slept for like maybe 3 hours last night because I was thinking about this thing. It just doesn't frustrate me anymore.
You're thinking about Iran.
No, I was actually thinking about this job that I'm trying to figure out, but I was basically like future tripping. I was trying to plan this job I did this morning in detail before I got there, which is impossible. Like you have to be on site and because there's too many variables, but I just couldn't like let it go. I was obsessed in my brain about it. And I was like, and I used to get real frustrated about stuff like that. But today it's just like, all right, well, Best in Show is leaving soon, HBO Max. So I was like, I'll watch this, and it's fine. It's funny.
It's such a good movie.
It's very funny. I did not, dude, I never saw it.
Damn.
Yeah. And the amount of fucking amazing actors in that movie is insane.
Well, that's every Christopher Guest movie has basically the same cast.
And they're all like, I all know them later in their careers too, which is funny from other roles. So to see them all in the Christopher Guest movie, because I know about Christopher Guest movies, and a lot of those people are Simpsons people, and a lot of those people are like have various other, but
the shit with the couple, I think it's Parker Posey and her husband. They're like, we can't have sex in front of the dog.
That's the opening scene. Parker Posey's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you remember her character on Louie?
She fucked him.
She dies, bro.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up. It's the most weird, like,
They fall in love and then she dies.
Yeah, like out of nowhere. And it's the final episode of that season. I have Louis on, like if you go on his website, it's the only place you can get it now because they got canceled. They pulled it. FX pulled it off of their catalog on Hulu. You can't find it on Hulu.
Just because he jacked?
Yeah. Dude, his case is so fucking...
I forgive him on behalf of everyone everywhere. I think I speak for everyone when I say he's fine.
He's amazing. What if you go on his website and I get emails from him all the time. His emails are so funny. And they're pretty much like, I'm pretty sure just to me too. Like he writes one to everybody specifically. He knows what I think is funny. But
Dear James.
You go on his website and it's like $35 and you get the episodes with like a 5-year license. They're like all I have to do is go to the website and put my thing in there.
I would download them illegally.
Yeah.
Which is what I've been doing with a bunch of movies. You want to hear some of the shit I've been running through?
Let's do it.
Pillion came out last year.
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Great movie if you want to see him mercilessly fucking a little twink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I want to see that.
So it's about, he plays like this jacked,
The burp's good.
super masculine gay biker who's part of this kind of S&M biker subculture thing.
I can see that.
I was not, I know about like leather daddy gay folks, but I wasn't aware of this particular brand of it. And it's really interesting. But it's like all of them are, there's like the jacked biker guys, and then they have a little sub, like a submissive younger guy typically that rides on the back, which a pillion is the sidecar in a motorcycle. That's what the name of the movie comes from. And so it starts off with this like little twink who's, I was watching the movie, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I realized he plays Dudley in Harry Potter.
No.
Yeah, but he's gotten skinny now, so he looks different, but he's got same fucked up teeth, same kind of like this face the whole time. And the first scene is him singing in this barbershop quartet with his family. And then he's on this date with this kind of nebbish other loser gay guy that his mom set him up with. And then Skarsgård like cuts him in line and just very dominantly makes him buy him some chips and then slips him a note. And he's like, come meet me at this place. And he goes and meets him there. And Skarsgård is like, put your hands up. And he goes like this, and he grabs his hands, and they do like that wrestling thing, you know? And the guy's like, oh, I know this one. And he like forced him down to the ground and has him suck his dick and then makes him lick his shoes while Skarsgård jacks off.
Oh, man.
And it's so funny because the dude's never done this before. And so he's licking his shoes and going and like spitting on the ground. Like he's kind of grossed out by this. And then they end up in this like S&M relationship, and he makes him shave his hair and wear a lock around his
And that's what the whole
neck.
movie's about?
It's about that, and it's about him wanting more out of their relationship. Like he wants love with this guy, you know? And yeah, there's some really wild gay sex scenes. There's some pretty explicit penis and mouth shots.
Really?
It's definitely not Skarsgård's real wang because it has a huge piercing through it.
I heard that Wuthering Heights was like that. There's a lot of sex.
Yeah, I'll get to Wuthering Heights. I got it on here.
Yeah.
No dick in Wuthering Heights, though. I don't get this. If you can show a penis in a movie, show the penis. If it's a movie for women, particularly 50 Shades of Grey, which I've discussed at length on my other podcast.
I know. I listened.
They will show his butt and his pubes and the neck, but they don't show his fucking junk. Show his penis.
But they also don't show the vagina either. Or isn't that like...
I mean, you'll see the lips occasionally.
Yeah, aren't those guidelines super specific?
There's
though?
no rule. You can show penis in an R-rated movie.
No helmet. It's not no helmet. It's like you can't see the...
I think you're not supposed to see it. Penetration is what takes it for it to be NC-17. So this movie, Pillion, might be NC-17 because you do fully see it go into a guy's mouth. I love gay movies.
Yeah.
And this was obviously very gay movie. But yeah, it's the plot. The plot is like Twinkie Dudley Dursley trying to get Alexander Skarsgård to treat him better, and Alexander Skarsgård like makes him sleep on the floor and just kind of like generally treats him very poorly because it's an S&M relationship. And you want a spoiler?
Yeah, I'll probably never watch this one.
I would understand if you didn't.
I do love Alexander Skarsgård though. I think he's
He's
wonderful
great in
actor.
this.
Yeah.
But he finally, the little twink guy gets upset and is like, can we just take one night off from this shit? And Skarsgård's like, no. And he steals his motorcycle and then brings it back. And Skarsgård's like, okay, we can take a day off. And like treats him nice for a day, like pleasures him for once. They go to a movie and they kiss on the mouth for the first time. And then Skarsgård just disappears.
Nice.
Like moves out of his apartment, never contacts him again. And the end of the movie is him like trying to find him. And then the happy ending is he meets up with another dom on a dating app. But in his preferences, he's like, I want one day off a week. And he goes and meets this guy at a football field, and it's like a cool black guy with a gold tooth. And so yeah, he's been
huge hog.
You don't see his hog, but he's been introduced to this lifestyle, and he's like into it. He loves being a sub, but he's like, I need more than that. I need a little bit of TLC, some tender love and care.
Wow, quite the arch.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, small little movie. I love learning more about gay subcultures.
Yeah,
I'm very intrigued by them. And then the next one, you want to talk about explicit. It's a movie called Rotting in the Sun.
No.
So this is from a director called Sebastian Silva, who is a gay fella from Chile. He's made a bunch of movies. I don't know if you would have seen any of these. Did you ever see Crystal Fairy and the Magic Cactus?
Nope.
What about Magic Magic?
Nope.
They're both great movies,
Nope.
both of whom star Michael Cera. But those are both like kind of... Crystal Fairy's about this annoying white guy who goes to Mexico to go on like a quest to find this psychedelic cactus, and then it's Michael Cera, and he takes it and he has this like bad trip and kind of gets a personality change as a result of that.
There's a great Michael Cera clip on the podcast that
On Take Your Shoes Off.
yeah, where
He's talking about the dominating.
no, he's like, oh yeah, you get a girlfriend, and Michael Cera's like, oh, a long one, and he's like, she's like 5'4".
Yeah.
That is reaction. That's a good one. That's it. That podcast is. It's like you said though. I feel bad listening to it. I feel like I'm missing out.
You got to watch stuff. He's made a bunch of really great movies. Magic in particular.
So
with
Rotting
Juno
in the
Temple.
Sun.
Rotting in the Sun is a collaboration between him and this kind of like Instagram influencer guy named Jordan Firstman, and they both play themselves. So Silva is like this depressed ketamine addict playing himself, and he's contemplating suicide, and then he goes to this gay nude beach to try to like get his swagger back or whatever, and he meets Jordan Firstman, and Jordan Firstman's like, let's work on a project together. Jordan Firstman, by the way, is hilarious. He released this parody music album that's like one of my favorite albums to come out in the last couple years, where it's all the songs are based on little quotes that he was like, share a secret with me on Instagram, and his followers sent him these little sentences or whatever, and then he makes a whole song based on it. So one of them was called My Sister's Trying to Fuck and She Needs to Chill, and it's a country song. My sister's trying to fuck and she needs to chill. And another one called I Am Ran Through, that's like a soul song. Like he really executes and pulls this stuff off. But anyway, they just show the goings on at this gay nude beach. Just you fully see all this stuff happen.
Man, dude. So you're just watching gay porn lately?
Full anal, full oral,
What?
all that stuff. Yeah.
That stuff doesn't distract you from like the story at all? It's gotta be like, okay, what are we doing here? Do you ever start to question like your motives? On like the third dick and mouth scene, are you kind of like, what am I actually going after here?
It's hard to say. What I will say is I love Sebastian Silva and I like Jordan Firstman, and I was like, okay, this movie is going to be funny, and it is very, very funny.
I can seriously relate to an interest and a sort of like, not obsession, but like, just, enjoyment in the gay culture. I think there's a lot of really interesting, like the idea of watching Pelion to further understand the subgenres of like, you know, I get that. But after a while, it's just like one of the reasons I don't want to watch Heated Rivalry is not because it's gay.
Heated Rivalry is not touching either of these movies in terms of the level.
Yeah,
of
but it's not because
explicitness.
it's gay. It's because it looks corny to me. It looks like
It is corny.
something I'm not interested in
Yeah,
watching.
this is a clip from Riding in the Sun. It's nothing nasty.
Okay.
It's a very funny movie,
Yeah.
and so yeah,
It looks kind of indie, huh?
it's very very rough camera work and all that stuff. But what ultimately
Reminds me of
happens,
some Sundance style.
Sebastian
from the
Silva's
90s.
like plotting to kill himself, and he doesn't. He falls off of his apartment building and dies. And his housekeeper, who's kind of responsible for it, who's this like older Chilean woman, has to cover this up, or Mexican woman. They're in Mexico City. It's like trying to cover this up the whole time. And then Jordan Firstman shows up there and is trying to like figure out this mystery of what happened to him and communicating with the lady through Google Translate. And the lady that plays the housekeeper is incredible. She's just like so nervous and on edge, and just this great performance it's like this older kind of like ugly woman who's just like, oh my God, my life is over, but trying to cover up this death and everything. And it was fantastic. I really liked it.
Nice.
Great poster too. I would put this poster on my wall. I want to show it to you, but I can't turn the computer around. So
What are you? I'm thinking that, you know, we missed Wuthering Heights, obviously. Nice. That is good.
for those that can't see, it's a vulture pecking at the body of a dead guy with a sheet over him, but he has a boner.
He's on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's in where the tide washes in. Now, The Bride is something that I'm super interested in trying
Hot
to
topic
figure out.
ass movie, yeah.
It's just something
Here we go, double date.
I definitely want to try to make that happen. Aren't we going to lose old Tessie Poop here pretty soon?
On the 14th, yeah. Let me see when it comes out.
This Friday? The next
Yeah,
Friday.
let's do it.
Yeah,
This
it's
Friday.
Well, I think Tess and Teresa are going to some music thing next Friday.
I didn't hear anything about that. I forbid it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it would have to be, I don't know. It's really hard for me to go to a movie, bro. It's fucking bullshit.
That movie is either going to be great or very
Bullshit.
bad.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
But it's been a minute since we had like a hot topic ass movie like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty stoked.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a ton of fun. We'll see. So you did Wuthering Heights. Did it meet your expectations?
No.
No?
I think had I not read the book and then watched multiple other adaptations of it, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But there's some changes made to the plot that just served no purpose.
How was the soundtrack?
The soundtrack was also underwhelming. The music by Charlie XCX is
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
incredible.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
there's very key scenes in the movie where instead they're playing some Scottish bullshit of like, my dark-eyed sailor. It's like, put a fucking Charlie XCX song in here, it'd be banging. The two best songs on her soundtrack album, they play in the credits. They don't play them during the movie.
Really?
Really pissed me off.
Yeah,
We
I
were
hate
driving
that.
to the movie and listening to the album, and those two songs, which are in a row on there, it's a song called Dying for You and another song called Anywhere Everywhere. They're just both super propulsive, like beautiful kind of 80s-ish pop songs.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Man, we're fucking carbonated today.
Oh, yeah, baby. But like, I was like more excited in that moment than I was during any point in the movie. And then the movie started and I was like, all right. It's very kind of like self-consciously edgy. And at the same time, it's not as edgy as the novel. Because in the novel, the male character, Heathcliff, is a psychopath. He kills multiple puppies, little animals.
Nice.
Like hangs this girl's dog from a fence.
Like Jim Morrison shit.
Did Jim Morrison kill puppies?
No, but he used to beat up teenage girls.
That's not good.
Yeah, he was a piece of
I
shit.
believe it. I hate Jim Morrison. I hate the Doors. I don't like their music.
I like their music, but Jim Morrison was a piece of shit.
Not good. But yeah, Heathcliff is a very bad and problematic guy in the book. In the book,
Do you think shooting a cat that's terrorizing your neighborhood is the same thing as hanging a puppy?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Feral cats are kind of wild, evil creatures, man.
Yeah.
Even cats in your house. I loved my cat to death. She was a sweet baby, but she's a predator, dude.
Yeah,
She was tolerating me.
Cats in my neighborhood are not domesticated. They're psychopaths.
Pop them.
Yeah, well, no comment.
You did it?
No. I'm thinking, no, I haven't even
What'd
considered
you shoot it with?
I haven't even considered it.
Can you imagine a fucking 9mm shell going into a cat's skull?
Well, no, I could imagine
Sam
a
Peckinpah
357 round.
Cat just spins around.
That's what we carry at the curry house is the big body rounds, the explodes.
Gangster. So, and I'm not that other people have observed this, but I think her goal was clearly to make a story where it's like Heathcliff. You don't know the story of Wuthering Heights, huh?
No.
It's about this middle class girl grows up with this guy who's kind of her brother, but also a servant who's like an orphan who gets brought into their household, and they're in love as children. And then she makes the choice to marry a rich guy to elevate her social stature. And Heathcliff, the boy she grew up with, is upset by this and leaves and comes back a couple years later with his paper up. He's rich now. And he comes back and she's basically like, oh my God, I still love this dude. But he's like, you betrayed me. You got married. And embarks on this insane revenge quest where ultimately he seduces and marries the sister of the guy that Kathy married, of the rich guy. He takes the rich guy's sister. And in the book, he like convinces her to come with him and marry him, and then immediately starts physically and psychologically abusing her, treating her very poorly, right? And she flees. In the movie, he seduces her. He's shown being like, I'm only doing this to drive Kathy crazy and I'll treat you very poorly. Do you want me to stop? And this is like while he's undressing her. And she's like, no. Like she consents to all of it. And then they're in a crazy BDSM thing where he's got her chained up like a dog, but he shows there's nothing on the other end of the chain. So she's consenting to all of this, which changes his character a lot from somebody who's acutely abusing a woman to someone who's like in a consensual BDSM thing with a woman, you know?
Yeah.
So my thought on it is I think she wanted to make a movie where Heathcliff is like this hunk that you get to idolize and that girls get all turned on by, but remove the more problematic aspects of his character, which ruins the story to me to a degree. It's supposed to be a story about two people who are psychopaths, who are driven insane by love for one another, and ultimately
that's what I
can only be
understood it as.
together in death. She also cuts off the second half of the novel, which most adaptations do, so I'm not going to beef about that. But there's one other key change. So in the book, Heathcliff grows up with Kathy's dad, adopts him, and is very kind to him. And then when the dad dies, Kathy's older brother, Hindley, who's always resented Heathcliff because his dad liked Heathcliff more than his own blood, Hindley comes back and basically turns Heathcliff into a slave. He's like, fuck you. Heathcliff only stays because he's in love with Kathy, but treats him very poorly. In the book and in most adaptations, when Heathcliff comes back with his paper up, he then takes advantage of Hindley's alcoholism and gambling nature and ruins him and is able to take the house from him. He like gets the deed to Wuthering Heights from him by fucking manipulating him and gambling with him and taking all of his money. And it's this great revenge arc, and it's very satisfying to see him wreak havoc on this guy that fucking, treated him like a slave when he was younger. In this movie, for no reason, they just compress both those characters into the dad. So the dad adopts him and then abuses him and treats him like a slave. And then you never get any of the shit of Heathcliff like getting revenge.
Oh, really?
Which is so annoying. Like in the Tom Hardy 2009 version, if you're going to watch a version of this, watch the 2009 Tom Hardy one.
You think it was better? Where's Tom Hardy, dude?
This movie has the movie has incredible production design. Like it's very beautiful and good looking, and I liked the performances, but the changes made to the plot are so irritating, and it just doesn't capture what's cool about the book.
I've always understood the story of Wuthering Heights to be about like a toxic love story.
Heathcliff is one of history's greatest villains, and you end this movie version of it being like, oh, he really loved her. That's so sad. There's very few scenes where evil comes
Well,
across.
doesn't she?
There's also the element
She's
in the
got
book.
like a boner for him. That lady that makes these movies.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I
Saltburn, you know.
for Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
Well, he's a very handsome guy. Also,
She's got a boner for him, dude. Emerald.
me and Tess argued about this because she was like, "No, I think you see it in the trailer." I'm convinced that you don't. He has a gold tooth when he comes back, and that changes how you look at him a lot.
Really. I like gold teeth.
Having a gold front tooth is just not classic hunk type territory. I'll just say that. It alters the way that you Connor, I'm podcasting right now.
Okay.
Say hello.
Hey, what's up, podcast? It's your boy Connor.
That's what's up.
Hi, Connor.
We'll get you on here sometime. Think about a movie that you relate to.
Sure.
What do you got?
Movie I relate to, probably Star Wars Episode 5.
Episode 5.
What is
dude.
that?
Empire, bro.
Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah. That's the best one. That's the best Star Wars film.
When Yoda's on the planet and he's spewing wisdom.
He is spewing, dude.
Yeah, he is, dude.
Spewing and spitting. All right, well, you're going to book club tonight?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could give me a ride.
From where?
I'm in Lutz.
In Lutz.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Possibly.
he absolutely can.
Possibly. I got to see. I might be at the gym prior to it, but let me hit you up when I get out of here. All right, bye-bye.
You better go to the gym later, cuz.
I should give him a ride. Great guy. We'll have him on sometime.
Let's do it. We
Yes,
got to get to
Heathcliff is what?
adolescence. Are we gonna? We're not gonna make it there.
Yeah, we will. We're only gonna be going for 45 minutes.
No, we haven't been going on for 40. Oh yeah, because you got here crazy late. Well, I don't have a shitload of time today.
Okay. Other movies I'll run through very quickly.
My babysitter was very.
Lady Macbeth, movie where Florence Pugh kills a bunch of people. Fire. My girl hated it. She's a scene where she smothers a little boy to death.
Oh,
Pretty rough.
I'm not watching that.
The Hunger vampire movie, Tony Scott, sucked. Very disappointed. I love Tony Scott. This was not good. With David Bowie.
Oh, huh? From the
What's her name?
90s?
Catherine Deneuve. Late 80s.
Oh man, old Tony Scott, pre fucking Denzel shit.
I just kept waiting for it to fucking get started. It's 1983, yeah.
Oh wow.
Jackie Chan Police Story. Masterpiece.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Who doesn't love that movie?
The most insane, I hadn't seen it before, but the most like clearly dangerous stunts ever
Where was that
I've
on?
seen in a movie.
Oh, you fucking down.
Torrent everything.
Yeah.
But the shit where the
Illegally.
cars are driving through the shanty town,
But it's okay because you go to church after.
people are just jumping off of the roofs of buildings as the cars crash into them. Like, I cannot believe no one was killed in the making of this movie. Several people were injured or maimed, but nobody died.
Well,
Then I watched Naked, Mike Lee, banger, talked about that. Stardust, 2007, suggested by my girl.
Stardust.
Crap. Didn't like it. But then she suggested The Favorite. Did you ever see that?
That movie's fire, bro.
So good.
Who did that movie?
That's Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yorgos is the man, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still need to see Begonia.
Begonia was great.
There is some wide frame pans in that film. There's some very subtle cinematography in that film that's fucking incredible. It's like wide lens and then pans while she like runs across the screen.
Yeah.
I just remember
In The
being
Favorite?
very impressed about The Favorite's cinematography. I love subtle shit, dude.
Same with Poor Things. Has incredibly good shooting too, but
Yeah.
both of them feel like they're in this kind of fantasy world. But
Yeah, I gotta watch Begonia, bro, and I gotta watch Marty Supreme. I got a few that I need to.
The Favorite really put me on a thing where I only want to watch costume, drama, court intrigue type stuff for a while.
There you go.
So that led me to last night, Dangerous Liaisons.
Ooh,
You ever see that?
no, but didn't they? Wait, John Malkovich?
It's parodied on
Cruel
Arrested
Intentions.
Development.
Well, and yeah,
I think it is the same plot as Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions
yes.
is a remake of it. It's just like a
modernized one. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. That movie was so fucking such a big deal when it came out, dude. Ryan Phillippe.
I should rewatch Cruel Intentions.
Phillippe.
But yeah, so if you've seen Cruel Intentions, you get it. It's about a guy who's basically like whole identity is
John
that
Malkovich, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His whole identity is he's an evil seducer guy.
John Malkovich.
And Glenn Close, me and my girl were arguing about this. She's like, "Oh, she's so beautiful."
No, she's not. I hate people that say Glenn Close and Bette Midler are pretty. Neither is Meryl Streep, for fuck's sake. They're just like
Meryl Streep is hot.
No,
In The Deer Hunter?
she's not hot though. She's pretty, but she's not hot. What did you ever? You never watched The Office? So there's a really great.
I did watch The Office.
There's the scene the episode where they're arguing, is Hilary Swank hot? It's like, no, she's not hot. She's like pretty, but she's not hot. Now, Bette
what must it have
Midler,
been like for Hilary Swank to watch
Glenn
that?
Close, like never. Maybe like as a what? Hold on, how old?
She's 40 in this movie. She's not looking great, in my opinion.
In most
Her
like
boobs are pushed up a lot, which is great.
super famous actresses are usually not like hot, like Jennifer Lawrence is a very rare super hot, super good actress in my opinion. Usually
I feel like what?
like famous actors and actresses are usually like
beautiful.
middle of the road looking people.
No,
Yeah, like Tom Hanks.
I don't think. No.
Tom Hanks is an everyday guy.
For one thing, he's a man. Can't tell if men are attractive. Not gay.
Bullshit.
Women. Most female successful actresses are bombshells. They're very beautiful. I think Hilary Swank is an outlier. You know.
Yeah, but
And Glenn Close. What do we know about her? Movie Albert Nobbs. She played a guy. She's got masculine features.
you know who I saw a picture of the other day that I was like, man, she actually is hot here.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. I was like, got my bathing suit parts pulsating.
Susan Sarandon is naked in The Hunger, and she looks very good. She has short hair.
She was gorgeous when she was younger. She
babed up.
maintained
Excuse me.
being pretty. You know who was really beautiful when they were younger and maintained was Helen
The
Mirren.
Babe cast.
Helen Mirren.
Did you ever see The Yams?
I may have Googled them.
She got some knockers on her, dude. Crazy stuff.
Itching.
What's going wrong with you? Oh, yeah.
When they heal, they itch.
But Adolescence.
Adolescence 2025.
Yes.
Netflix. Well,
You
it's on
recommended this to
Netflix.
me. I watched it.
Yeah, I heard about
loved it.
on JRE, the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck episode.
Matt Damon.
So famous podcasts are turning into press junket stops for people when they're releasing films.
When has that not been the case?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like for a while it was like this. I guess they're just so popular now that like when Matt Damon and Ben Affleck release a film, they got to go on JRE. They got to go
Biggest
on
platform
Theo.
in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So that movie that they were there to promote, by the way, sucked balls. It was some cop thing.
There's no way I was going to watch that.
And I watched it because I didn't want to think for a while. I think me and your other podcast buddy got some similar interests sometimes in film. I like
Action.
I just like to watch movies I don't have to think about, and nothing pisses me off more than when they attempt to try to make me think and it's bullshit.
You go, no.
Well, it's like look, if you're gonna make me think, do it right. Like do Heat or do Usual Suspects. Like do it for real. Don't fucking. They just fail. Do Training Day. Training Day like fucks you up, bro. That's a great fucking action movie. This was bullshit. But anyway, they talk about adolescence, and all they really talk about was the sort of technical aspect of it. Being, each episode is one take, one shot, whatever.
Looks like it, at least.
Yeah. And,
a lot of
and they
trickery you
talked
can
about
do
the
now.
acting, how great the acting is.
Incredible.
And so I didn't know anything about it. I was just like, all right, let's press play and see, because it's not a lot anymore that you hear a show or a film boasted about purely on its merit of like cinematography and acting.
Yeah.
You know, usually it's like, oh, this person is in it. This person wrote it. This guy was just like, Matt Damon was like, this motherfucking movie is shot incredibly and acted incredibly. And then the subject matter, I was just...
Let me see if I took any notes on it. Go ahead.
I was just like sort of hooked from the moment it started.
From the moment that they storm the house and
yeah, you know, and like it's
arrest the little boy and he pee his pants. Ooh, he pee.
They arrest the boy. The way that it's put together, I feel like you're given just enough time with each actor, with each character, in the first episode to fully sympathize but not get bored of. Like they manage the pacing so well.
Definitely.
For that format. It's like, you know, you could get bored. I feel like you could get bored watching that if you weren't, you know, if it weren't paced the way that it was. And this kid, he gets arrested under suspicion of murder. They sort of unravel the story as it goes. That's always cool, right? Where you don't really know what's going on.
When you were watching it, were you like, oh, he didn't do it?
No.
Up until the video?
No. Teresa said she was. I was kind of like...
He's very convincingly lying to his dad about it.
Yeah. I mean, his acting is incredible. That boy's acting is incredible. You said he played the young Heathcliff. Was he good in that too?
He was great. Yes. I can't really shit on any of the performances in.
And the dad does amazing. I mean, everybody in that show
produced it also.
Oh, really?
Created it. Yeah.
You know, he's from.
He's on a bunch of Guy Ritchie stuff.
Yeah. He's
talking about a fall off.
Yeah. Well, he got jacked though.
Guy Ritchie?
No, fucking that actor.
Sure.
Tommy.
No, I'm just saying Guy Ritchie's movies now are uniformly terrible.
Yeah, I know. What's that all
He's
about?
obsessed with the word gentleman. He made a movie called The Gentleman and then another movie called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. He's just this like very like, I'm British, blah, blah, blah. It's so fucking annoying.
The Gentleman wasn't bad.
It was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
Horrible movie.
You're wrong.
I'm Matthew McConaughey. I smoke weed.
I mean, I wasn't his best, but he did. There was a shift there. He was making really, really good shit for a while, and then I don't know. But
yeah, Stephen Graham, who plays the dad, also created the series along with another
the
fellow.
Power of that. So in the end of the first episode, you see this kid get booked. Something I really love about this is how polite all the police are. There's that guy, the intake guy at the jail, is so nice. Mm-hmm. And it's very British movie.
I'll tell you, I worked in...
You texted me that you had a problem with this.
I didn't have a problem with it, but it's just very different from how things are handled in New Orleans, where I worked with juvenile delinquents.
Yeah, and you had made a comment about
justice-involved
young
juveniles,
black
as we
kids.
said. Yeah, they don't treat them like that. That's
they
very
don't.
different.
From experience, I can tell you, in Georgia, they don't treat young white kids like that either.
Sure.
Like nobody who goes to jail gets treated well in this country. Maybe there's parts of the world. I will say that when I went to Virginia and I was in the more white one, that it was kind of nice. They were very polite there. It was kind of weird because I came from Philadelphia where they were very rude. It was how rude most of the time. How rude most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in Decatur, I got beat up, by the police. But
You deserved it.
I had Tourette's. So I deserved it. But
That would have been funny if that guy yelled that out and then Michael B. Jordan just ran into the audience and beat him up.
Yeah. It would have been funny if there was like a fucking like real reaction.
There was a fracas.
I don't know. It's pretty hilarious that they were just like, oh, poor guy or whatever. But yeah, I love like how they integrate the polite British culture into this experience. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they're just in it. The mom and dad are in a separate room. There's all this technical talk that is like,
yeah, they keep talking about your safe adult or whatever.
Yeah. And then what do they call the lawyer?
Barrister.
They say he needed.
I can't remember.
They keep saying he needs somebody. And
counsel.
No, it's a term I've never heard before. But you just kind of get the feeling that like it's all very proper, and it doesn't feel as serious as it is until the last scene. Like you get the sense that this is very serious, you know, but it just doesn't feel serious. It feels all very comfortable. And then the last scene, they show footage of the young man stabbing
the girl.
And you go into the credits of the first scene. I went into the credits of the first scene just like fucking hooked. Like, oh my God. It was like this weird, like calm feeling the whole time that I didn't even know I was getting absorbed by, because it was so like smooth.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I definitely thought that the show was going to be more of like a mystery of did he do this or not do it, and the fact that it ended with just like, nope, here he is on camera doing it.
Yeah. But he continues to deny it.
Which is also how kids are.
Yeah. So you have experience with that.
Yes. And I'd be sitting there I was a social worker. I'd be sitting there with the kid and the kid's lawyer and being like, this is confidential. Anything you tell us, we will go to jail if we breach your confidence. Like there's a law that says that whatever you tell us stays between us. There's video footage of you doing this. We need you to tell us what happened so that we can best help you get out of this, so that we can put this together. They just be like, that's not me. Or it would get to a point where the cops were just like aggressive enough with them and really rubbed it in like, you're going to go, like you're caught for this. But then they immediately flip and they say everything that happened and they tell on their partner.
Yeah.
But they didn't toe that middle line of being like tell us the truth so that we can help you. It was always one or the other. And it was really unfortunate.
When I was the last time I did any jail time was for burglary. And I was on camera pawning the items. My ID was copied at the sale of the item that was in question that had been stolen from this person's house.
What was it?
A flat screen TV and a guitar.
Swag.
A very nice Martin acoustic guitar, actually.
Asshole.
Ugh. The guy got it back.
Praise God.
But I maintained my innocence all through the year, 11 months it was, I think, that I was in jail. Maintained my innocence in the face of camera footage to the detectives until the day I was finally sentenced. So I actually did all my time and then went to court. So I did a program inside the jail so that by the time I went to court, I had all this time served and everything.
Yeah.
And the judge found me guilty of the crime.
'Cause you did
time
it.
served. But I remember coming back and going into my cell to like get my shit and kind of wait for processing to occur and whatever. And
You get let out.
being there. Yeah. And I'm talking about, I maintained my innocence 100%. Never once did I utter the words I did it. And I was sitting in my cell with my buddy. I was like, oh my God, I fucking did it. It felt so good because I had legally been found guilty.
You were telling the other guys in the jail that you didn't do it too? Why?
Because you never know who is in jail because they put people in there to fucking
Schneech?
and just because like this is what I think. I convinced myself, right, that
Sure.
I was innocent or whatever.
Easier to live a lie if you live it all the time.
And yeah, and I just, bro, I remembered like the feeling of saying it out loud to another human being, like admitting that I had done it. It was like an orgasm. It was just like there is a natural urge, I think, in a sane human being to repent, to like
To confess.
confess, yeah, to like, hey, I did something wrong. If it was just like.
We do that at church.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. I hadn't thought about that moment in a while till you mentioned like these people that would just stand on their fucking bullshit in the face of life without the possibility of parole and like full proof. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I'm gonna do that. There's people in prison that are doing life, sitting on death row, you know, and you got to have to get someone convicted and put on death row.
Got to be pretty convincing.
That's why.
And yet, there's still people that get executed that didn't do it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So fucking crazy. That's why what you call them, the prosecutors will go for murder 2 instead of murder 1 a lot of time because it's like impossible to prove fucking premeditation.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But if you got someone premeditated doing it, then you can ask for the chair or whatever. But and yeah, that's crazy that people still, You gotta, is there something in your heart that when if you find out that someone got given the electric chair posthumously, right? If you found out that they were innocent of the crime that they were killed for, that maybe that they deserved it though, like there was something else that they had done. No, you don't think that like there's not a part of you that wants life to be fair?
Yeah, but it ain't.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It's God's plan. He works in mysterious ways that we can't understand. But fucking, I mean, I'm against the death penalty because of the possibility of an innocent person being fried. And I also just don't think we should endow the state with the
I just don't think that
power
it's
to kill people.
civilized.
Yeah, it's totally uncivilized. It's
That's the
fucking
thing is like, we're not animals,
and I'm
bro.
pro-life.
Yeah, well, we're not animals. Like this whole so if you're gonna
We
say
are animals.
if you see if you're gonna say the whole
we're
argument
animals.
of like that we're animals, we should give into all of our hedonistic urges, right? This is like the Luciferian thing, right? Like if you want to fuck something, that's we're animals. Like, well, no, we're not. There's like 6,000 years of civilization behind us. Is why we don't just fuck everyone that we see. That's why I don't jump out of the car in traffic and stab people to death,
Even though you want to, and you think about it all the time.
or like, when I hear, recently my nephew, cursed my mom out, right?
How dare you?
And he's like tall kid, the animal in me wanted to go like break all his fingers, but you don't do that and stuff like that. So that same kind of thing is like, well, okay, in the animal kingdom, if somebody kills one of yours, you kill them. But in a human being sense, like, okay, there's either the potential rehabilitation or for the sake of public safety, just put that person in a lockup for the rest of their natural life. Yeah, but killing them is not the civilized thing to do. It's just like, it's unnecessary. Just lock them up. Right?
Costs more money to kill them too.
You think so?
It does.
On the long term?
Because of the legal process that they have to go through, yeah.
I guess, yeah. If you could just do life without the possibility, bam, done, and now you cost like $100 a day for. I mean, what's the potential? 50 years, so times 3, so 360. We're talking like
$18 million or $1.8 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a good amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, it costs a lot to house those people,
for sure.
But I mean, considering all the other places our tax money goes.
Maybe I'm wrong. I've heard that it costs more to execute somebody.
Well, it kind of seems impossible to verify because of the lifespan of a person.
True. Yo, chill.
Was that loud?
The death penalty is significantly more expensive. The main expense comes from more intensive legal proceedings, including complex pretrial procedures, lengthier trials, and extensive appeals, which are constitutionally mandated in capital cases. So if we made it easier to sentence people to death, then it wouldn't be so expensive.
Ooh.
But I don't know. This kid, the performance that he gives in that third episode is incredible.
Okay, so yeah, so at first, the first episode, what this is kind of like a what's going on. Then we find out
Not
that
much really
there's-
happens in the first episode.
No,
it's
but-
kind of.
Yeah,
I wasn't really. The ending hooked me.
yeah, same.
But leading up to that, it's very much like the procedure of what it's like to get booked into jail, which is not super interesting.
No, but what I realized in the end is like, damn, I now know all these characters very well. Like,
Sure.
like I understand the process of the police. Like I know that guy stopped smoking and now he's eating a lot of apples, which is so not good for your tummy, dude, to eat that many apples.
Apples suck.
Better than, I mean, one apple's good, but
Cigs-
multiple apples is not good for you. But
Look at
cigs are good. Oh God, I want cigs, man. We should have a couple after this.
Do you have any?
No, I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 5 years, dude.
I don't have any.
I miss them dearly. But episode 2, where you start to they go to the school. And now you start to get the feeling that this movie, this story is actually about to tackle like a subject, right? It starts to talk about the culture of middle school to high school aged people, and specifically in how the internet is like sort of molding
Real
their
life.
Yeah. Well, it's like molding their personalities, and it's how it's like, negatively affecting the relationships between boys and girls.
Yes.
Right? The whole incel argument, and then the whole like manosphere fucking vortex that young men get caught in.
It's also covering just how much of a fucking joke public education is, which,
yeah,
as bad as it seems to be in the UK, it's worse here, I would say. But it
Yeah,
is
man.
like every classroom they go into, they're just watching a video. And they
Yep.
show the teachers being like, shut up,
screaming
watch the
at
movie.
the kids. Yeah.
And there's one of the teachers is just like not there in the middle of the day and shows up while they're talking to the class.
Yeah.
And that guy, they try to interview him and he's like, there's nothing I can do. Like, this is just, do I have to talk to you? And he just walks away in the middle of talking to the cop. I thought that was going to be like a clue that he was involved or something, but I guess the guy's just a dick.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're just like showing you like everything that our kids are up against today.
For sure.
Basically is what it's, I mean, this is sort of an indictment of like our cultures. Cause Europe is really caught up in, social media laws and
Doing better than we are, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, better, but they kind of like throw the first, it's such a tricky subject, but it's like,
Australia made it illegal for you to have a social media account if you're under 16, I think.
And they also like Ireland has a huge campaign going against sharenting, like people that put their kids on fucking Facebook to brag about being parents and shit like that.
That's great.
Yeah, which note my children have never been put on social media.
Oh, I took a bunch of pictures of them and put them on my Instagram.
Yeah, thanks. I just it's funny.
your
Is
address.
I don't have I don't really have like a ideological stance on it other than what I thought when we started having kids was like, there's no way for me to ask my kid for permission, like properly to do this because she has no concept of what it is. So I can't technically, like, it should be illegal because you're supposed to need someone's permission to do that, but I can't ask her for permission. So I shouldn't do it until I can. It's like, okay, we didn't cut Riley's hair until she asked us to cut her hair. We didn't get her
that's
earrings.
crazy.
We didn't get her earrings until why not? Why?
Because you can't wait for your child's consent to do everything.
I mean,
It's a little child.
yeah, but I mean, I
agree that they shouldn't be posted online, but it's not because I don't think that the consent argument is why I think it's a bad idea. I don't think anybody should be posted online, period.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like if your child can't even grasp the concept of what it means to be put online, and that because it's a big deal, it's been normalized, but it's actually a very big deal.
And there's just creepy people on the internet that's going to jack off to your kids.
Yeah, I mean that's a factor, but also like maybe they want a private life. Maybe they don't ever want to have anything to do with social media.
God willing, that would be incredible.
Yeah, and
I do think there's hope. There already seems to be somewhat,
So
but I'm
I
hoping
think-
there's a
yeah.
backlash.
I think it'd be better for a child at like 10 years old, once they understand. I think around 8 or 10 is when real agency starts to develop and like understanding. At least that's what I'm reading. And then that they're at net zero as far as their involvement with that sort of thing at that point. And they can either go into it or they can go away from it. But it's not like they're already caught up in it and their whole childhood is on there. And that'll affect their decision in which direction they go.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, but see, it's tricky. It's one thing that happens when you become a parent, you realize that other people do it differently than you do. And it's hard. And the last thing I want to do is judge people. The only thing
I'd love to judge people. It's the first thing I want to do.
Well, the only thing that will say with like real, well, we don't have the gun anymore. So I'm doing the hammer.
Bring back the gun.
Yeah, I should do that next week. We should have a guest and I should not tell them and I should pull it out in the middle of the pod. That'd
Love
be fun.
it.
We're going to do that. So I feel like the only time that I can feel like very good about judging a parent is when they're not like trying. Mm-hmm. That's the only like bar of entry for me. It's like if you're trying and paying attention, then I think you're like in the top 10% of parents. Most parents, unfortunately, it's sad to say, you look around in public and they're just not trying.
Yeah.
They're maybe trying to make money, or they're maybe trying to get their motherfucking freak on, or they're maybe trying to like pursue their dreams and live their truth or whatever. But like if you're actually trying to be a parent, whatever methods you're doing are kind of up to you or whatever. But But anyway, so we get into the school thing, and yeah, you learn. That's something I didn't really.
The school smells like piss.
Yeah, the school's fucked. And like
Yeah.
nobody cares. But and then you get some backstory, like this kid is was caught up in that shit. This kid was being called an incel. Right?
And he was.
Yeah.
He got no pussy.
Yeah. But that's like, I mean, that's always kind of been like a stigma. There's movies, the culture
Yeah,
about
you got
being
the jock and the nerd.
being
Then the nerd takes revenge, gets blowjob.
that guy
While wearing
died.
Darth Vader.
Revenge of the
helmet.
Nerds.
Respect.
He just died recently.
Rest in piss. Shouldn't have done that to that girl.
But that's rape.
That's assault, brother.
Okay, so episode, and then how does 2 end?
One of the girl that's Katie's best friend goes and she assaults, beats up one of Jamie's friends. And then that friend of Jamie's, they're trying to interview him in the school and they start asking him questions about the murder weapon. And this was a great scene. He's just very much like, I want to go back to class. And they're like, no, you're being questioned by the cops. And he's just kind of like, he seems a little slow.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't really get what's going on. He's like, and then he takes off running. And
That's right.
the other
bro.
cop chases him down and catches him and they book him for conspiracy to commit.
Yeah. And then
he
the cop
wants,
goes and gets with his son.
yeah. And his son explains like what's going on basically. Look at this comment from the girl who died on Jamie's Instagram. These different emojis. I wish they would have explained in detail what all the emojis meant, but like, this is dynamite. That's an exploding red pill. She's calling him an incel, this sort of stuff, which didn't fully ring true to me. The whole like teenagers communicate in coded emojis. I'm like, I don't know about all that. I think she would probably just post on and be like, you're a fucking loser. You got no pussy. And so, but I don't know. I'm not a teenager.
No,
I do hang out with lots of teens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd relate to them more.
Yeah.
They're really mature for their
Doesn't,
age.
right?
Yeah. But
They
he
just get me, dude.
yeah, dude.
That's anyway.
Adults are so lame.
6'7", bro.
6'7".
So
Dubai chocolate.
episode 3 is where I started thinking about you. I mean, obviously, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, I just hadn't seen anything like it in a long time. I see a lot of shit these days, and this was just like a very real story to me, like just good piece of art, like meaningful.
It makes me have hope for our culture that this show was a hit and did really well because it asks a lot of patience from the viewer.
Yeah.
It's not like this fucking ADD. I mean, every episode is one shot, and there's a lot of shots where it's just people walking and stuff like that.
It's very slow, dude.
And there's not a lot of like sex and violence type stuff going on. It's a lot of like conversations and stuff. And so the fact that people had the patience to engage with it and that it did well and was successful made me really happy.
Yeah.
I was glad to see that. But the third episode, yes, is this long conversation between him and a
Social worker.
social worker or therapist or counselor who's been hired by his legal team to evaluate him,
And
which
she's-
was part of my job. I worked for the public defense unit in New Orleans for a nonprofit there that was contracted with the city to do public defense for juveniles.
And the impetus of this service or the purpose of that role being what?
To submit something to the judge, basically saying like, is this kid fit to stand trial sometimes if it's a competency evaluation?
Okay.
Although in Louisiana, at least, they have independent people that come and do competency evaluations. But also, you would write, a trauma history of the child or a psychosocial evaluation of the child that you present to the court and file with the court as what's called mitigation. So
Yeah.
the idea is if the kid is pleading guilty or has been found guilty, you want to give them stuff that they should weigh and consider
Before sentencing.
Like
So it's to
this
provide the defendant with a little bit more, of like a reasonable story.
backstory. So they're not just a face in the court.
Just the action.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah.
like
give
this
some context.
kid was traumatized. He saw people die in front of him. He's had a rough life.
He's been getting Newports put out on his back since he was 3 years old type deal.
Exactly. And those are expensive cigarettes.
Hurt people, dude. Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. Wasting Newports like that.
Well, I mean, I'll put you smoke it all the way, but
Fucking so this conversation, I get tricked a little bit, and we were talking about it, and I thought in the end, he snaps on her, and she's being
he snaps a couple times.
Well, yeah, she's getting him hot chocolate with the marshmallows. She's very attentive to his needs. She's very pretty. This turns out to be a part of it. She's very British pretty, which is plain pretty, usually in my, she's not like Emily Blunt pretty, more like
The lady cop in the show,
yeah,
I thought was hot. She's kind of plain pretty.
she's very. Both the women are very British pretty, but she's real sweet to this kid, and they seem very friendly. And then you start to realize that he's kind of has a different sort of perspective on that, right? Like there's a scene where he's like, "Do you like me?" Mm-hmm.
That's the very end.
Now, how is she not aware of the effect that she's? Are we just supposed to?
I think she knows.
Yeah, I mean,
to a degree, to get
him
your
to
client to open up and express what's going
take
on,
advantage of whatever
accurately
you have available.
Well, you develop a rapport with them. But I will say she keeps things pretty professional at other points in the conversation. But his first kind of like anger outburst at her is because she's asking all these questions about his dad and stuff. He's like, I don't want to talk about my dad.
Yeah.
And he basically is like, these questions are stupid. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to get this information out of me? And then she kind of calms him down. Do you remember, why does she leave the first time? Because she walks out at one point and like takes a break because he knocks the hot chocolate off the desk.
Yeah. I don't know what causes that to happen. But in the end, I went in thinking, and then you corrected me. I was like, oh, well, this was her goal the whole time, was that this is some like, haha, gotcha moment. But it wasn't that. It was way more subtle than that. She's just doing her job, evaluating the young man, and that pressure caused him to have a breakdown.
Yeah.
And sort of admit that he did it. Right? This is like the first step in his defense's deterioration.
Yeah, so to be clear, she's a forensic expert assessing his mental state and awareness that killing her was wrong.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like competency. It's kind of like some other stuff, but he does end up revealing that he was there and that he had a knife, and he says like, I did, like, you're mad at me about what I did. And then he goes, you're putting words in my mouth,
Yeah. He's a really good actor.
He's incredible.
But it sort of, I don't know. So it's just so powerful. It's like a play. They're basically in that room for the entirety of the episode. I mean, there's maybe 10 minutes at the beginning of the introduction of her walking through the thing. Tops 10 minutes. I mean, really, it's an hour in that room.
And he doesn't,
it's still like
maybe they cut
riveting.
and they cover it up, but it doesn't really seem like
No, it feels very, it's like, it is a little painstaking to get through, but once you're through it, it just seems like so worth it. And then, so that happens. But then the final episode for me, being a dad, and I try not to like, I really didn't want to, when I talk about this, be like, well, as a parent, blah, blah, but it's just impossible not to, because they really touch on some subjects that's just like fucking stuff that lives in your subconscious on a constant level.
Yeah.
Like that you're always thinking about that. Am I doing this right? Is my kid going to end up being a psychopath?
Have you seen the movie May December? Go ahead with what you're saying, then I'll get back to that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like the futility of that thinking is only like reinforced in this movie, in the show. Like the story that's told, the dad's a plumber. Okay. The dad was beat up when he was a kid, swore he'd never do that. It lives a modest lifestyle, still married to the mother of the family, still fucking there for the older daughter. Mm-hmm. Like a good dude, man. A fucking like,
he's doing his best.
Great guy. Not a drunk, not a violent man, not a just didn't do anything wrong. And it's just like,
didn't he though?
Like, well, he give him a computer. Yeah. Well, What, you not gonna
Let him come home every night and go straight to his room and get on that fucking computer. And also,
But see,
maybe
that's
not
the thing.
his responsibility, but they both mention this moment where he's trying to get his kid to play soccer, or as they call it, football,
Yeah.
and the son is shitty at it, and he looks over, and his dad is like, won't make eye contact with him. He's like ashamed of him. Jamie brings that up, and then his dad brings it up in the next episode also. I tried to make him play footy. He was no good, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, at the same time, though, it's like my kid, you know, wants to do soccer, actually. And if she comes to me and like, there's this idea that she doesn't want to do it after a year, that I'm supposed to say, fuck that, you're doing it. And that's crazy. See, what you realize very abruptly at least in my brain, like a reasonable human being, is that your kid is not your fucking property. They're a human being that's growing and living, in your sole responsibility is to give them, you know, physical and emotional shelter, is to love them and to
That's a good way of
provide
putting
for
it.
them, right? You cannot fucking make a human being do anything without damaging their psyche, right? If you're going to force somebody to do something, you're going to fuck them up. Like you have to like enslave them, basically. You have to take away their basic human rights. I'm serious. And so this is the thing, is like, yeah, the kid ended up on the computer, but like, if the kid wants the computer, you cannot monitor a human being 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Don't give him the computer.
He's not going to end up on the computer somewhere else,
What is he gonna wear?
at a friend's house or
Go
at
to the
school,
library?
in the library.
You can't look at Andrew Tate videos on the library.
Yes, you can.
Dang.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Is
Can I
that
tell you a really wonderful story?
the final scene of this? Hold on.
Sure.
Where the dad is in the son's bedroom, and he's like,
Made me cry.
bro, I couldn't breathe. I was like so fucking upset, and so like, this is actually very possible for a man to go through, for you to do everything you thought was right, and for you to objectively be a good dad and still end up with a child that does something terrible. And the pain that you would have to feel from that. Fucking, ugh.
That sure is a possibility. Do you know how many times I saw that with the hundreds of cases that I had at in New Orleans?
The plight of the parents.
Well, a kid who had the perfect dad and ended up committing a murder or doing some crime.
How many times?
None.
9?
None.
None.
None of these kids had
I was like,
present.
hold on, 9?
None of them had present father figures
Yeah,
who were not
so-
abusive.
so
90% of them did not have present father figures.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the possibility and the statistics, I think obviously go down by being present and being around. But here's the other kicker.
Makes the story more interesting, though.
But here's the other kicker, is you don't get to control when your card gets pulled. So even if you are a great dad, if some fucktard takes you out driving drunk or something,
Sure.
now your kids grow up without a dad.
Yes, absolutely.
And that shit is like
Rough.
something about that scene of that guy. I just felt like him, bro. And I just felt like, I don't know, man. I felt that pain like in a more real way than I had felt in a long time from a piece of art.
Yeah.
It was really, really powerful. Me and Teresa were both just like, holy fucking shit. That is the most intense, like calmly intense scene, that final scene. And the whole build up, something about the way that they build that up. And then like the kid that's at the hardware store that's like on his side, you know, and
Yeah.
he's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? you
Incel.
know? Yeah. Well, it's all this manosphere shit, all this like
100%.
conspiracy theorist, blah, blah, blah. And it's
Andrew
just-
Tate, the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, and it's but the dad is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here to paint my van, man. Somebody, you know what that term is? Nunts.
Nonce.
Nonce.
Means a pity fall.
Yeah.
Well, they're implying that that Jamie did what he did because he must have been touched
Yeah.
by his father.
It's crazy.
I really love the shit with their nosy fucking neighbors, and the way that feels, where people just outside for no reason. Like, go in your goddamn house. It's so annoying, bro.
There's a lot of aspects to that show that are so, like, she's gonna cook his favorite meal, and then they're gonna go to the movies. There's just all this like small town touches. Like every detail about the last episode to me has a really important piece of the puzzle.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
them being happy on the way to the store, and then them driving home after that, after him confronting the kids and
Breaking down, throwing the paint.
It's just devastating, bro.
Yeah.
But then
And
I
the phone
think
call.
they pull it together ultimately.
Well, and that's the phone call.
Yeah.
They have the phone call with the son where he says he's going to change his plea to guilty
He did it.
on the drive back. Yeah. But now it's like, now it's happening. You know, now there was like, you know, there's this like shred of hope. There's just so many layers in this shit, bro. There just isn't a lot. There's not really shit like that in the mainstream. You know, you really got to hunt for stuff like that today. And the fact that I heard about it the way I heard about it, and like you said, it was huge on Netflix, man. That had a big.
Yeah. It was brilliant.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that we saw it.
There's something, okay, so just you talking about like the responsibility that parents have and how difficult it is to not screw things up. There's a great line. The movie May December is about
Yeah.
a Julianne Moore.
Ooh.
Love her.
Okay, here's an
She plays
example
a
of a
woman-
not hot,
Julianne
but
Moore is hot as
beautiful.
fuck. She's crazy hot.
She's
You're tripping.
beautiful.
But she plays this woman who, it was like a big press story. She was having an affair with her 13-year-old student, and she goes to prison. She gets out of prison. She got pregnant by him. They stay together. They have a whole family.
Nice. Good for them.
But the guy who's now an adult is kind of like delayed. You know, he had a child at 13. He hasn't grown up very much. So there's a scene where he smokes weed for the first time with his son. And he immediately like freaks out and starts crying and panicking like he's high. And he has this line that I always think about where he goes, "I'm so sorry. I don't know if we're bonding right now or if I'm making a really bad memory for you." And it's like, that's tough. Like as a parent, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, are we having a good moment here? And then I wanted to share something else that happened. I forget what jogged this memory for me, but I was at the library meeting with one of my clients for my day job. And I gradually start to hear silly voices, people talking funny. And I look around and I'm like, oh, there's a large group of developmentally delayed adults here that have been brought there on like a field trip type of thing, you know?
Okay.
And
Short bus.
sure. I see a couple of adorable and funny things. There's a guy sitting with a girl and they're looking at a book together. And the guy goes, 1, 2, 3, 4 chickens. And then looked at the girl and the girl was like, she was impressed. He counted the
Hell
chickens
yeah.
in this picture book. But then I see this kind of classic obese Down syndrome guy with very thick glasses sitting and he's on the computer. And I got so excited to see what was going to be on the computer screen, right?
Pornographies.
That was where my mind went. I was like, oh, he's going to be looking at hot chicks.
Yeah.
I get up there. I sneak a peek. It was a Bing image search results page, all pictures of Barney.
Oh, man. They just searching Barney?
And smiling really big, like
Hell
just scrolling
yeah.
and looking at pictures of Barney. And I was like, you
Dude,
fucking
that's
king,
amazing.
dude. That made me so happy. It made my day.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know?
That
I wish
guy's
I could get that much pleasure out of
that guy's
pictures of
dad
Barney.
did a good job.
For sure. And I hate that I made the assumption, because they are horny sometimes, but that he would be looking at babes. Because like, no, dude, he's a good kid. He's just looking at Barney. Maybe he looks at babes later, but he's
Yeah.
at the library. It's Barney time.
That's fucking funny, dude.
That brought me a lot of joy. So adolescence ends with him apologizing to his son or to the teddy bear. Made me cry so big. Because the teddy bear is a reminder that this is still a pretty little kid. Something has happened.
Yeah,
the
his
fucking
bedroom-
internet has twisted him into a hateful person. A murderer,
Yeah.
in fact.
Well-
And that happens at an earlier and earlier age now. You get your innocence stolen by the shit that you're exposed to on the damn computer.
Well, so something that, you know, I've noticed is like, so we have a lot of instincts, you know, and during a certain point of our lives, you know, we have like synapses firing and, you know, we are adjusting to life and we can be very like overreactive to things as an impulse, you know. What the internet has done and what these algorithms have figured out is how to trigger these reactions in us on a fucking repetitive basis. So
Whatever gets you to click. It's a binary yes or no, whether it gets you to click.
so if you are a naturally like, you know, when I was a young kid and I leaned towards like these sort of like heavily introspective, depressive moments, you know, I would listen to like, you know, the type of music that reflected that feeling, like
Sublime.
like grunge and stuff, like, you know, Alice in Chains. I remember the first time I heard Down in a Hole, I was just like,
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
man, I just want it's the
Come on,
opposite.
come on, Alabama summer jammer.
I hate those.
They're the worst.
Well, Blood Sugar Sex Magic has some good songs on it. That's a special album, in
I'm a
my
funky
opinion.
priest, and I'm coming with the crease.
Suck my kiss. But
Ew.
what's the guy's name? Michael Patton, the guy that was like the
Mr. Bungle.
yeah, he was like the, you know, him and Anthony Kiedis had a big fight or whatever.
Mr. Bungle's way cooler than him.
Way cooler.
Faith No More.
Tomahawk. You ever? But anyway, so like, but when I would have those thoughts and feelings, the rest of the world wasn't like reinforcing that. Like I would have to seek out reinforcement for it. And I'd like dig in, and kids were still killing themselves. Kids were still doing crazy things. But now it's just like, if you have this impulse to be depressed, your fucking algorithm is going to pick up on that quick, and you're just going to live in that feeling on a regular basis.
And you'll get explanations for why you're depressed, which is that women are evil and
the probability of your next interaction with a human being in the real world going super fucking south goes higher and higher and higher, because there's no intermittence. Like you're spending all of this time, you know what I mean? Like it used to be like you would feel that way, but then you were snapped out of it by going and doing the dishes or going and like, you know, having to like interact. Now, like nobody's fucking interacting with each other, you know, and we've got some serious rules at our house about like the phones at the dinner table, the phones, like, you know, cause you'll catch yourself doing it as a grown up. But anyway, it's just,
inshallah, I will have children. I don't know what I'm going to do, because on the one hand, it's like they're going to be social rejects if they don't have the phone.
yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like the damn phone is making you crazy.
Yeah, my
I'm hoping
5-year-old
that a lot will change before I have to make that decision.
My 5-year-old's already asking me for one, you know?
Hell no.
No, absolutely not. She says, how old? I was like, I don't know. We'll know when it's time. Because on one hand,
Brain stops filming at 25.
there's points in my day where I want to text Riley and ask her how I should go about something. Like I want her take on my behavior. Because I want to see what she thinks about a situation I'm going through. Because me and her have that kind of relationship.
Should I go poopy in the potty?
No, just certain things that I'll be like, damn, I wonder how she would think about, you know, just people being mean or whatever. But so I'm like, I want to communicate with her on that level, and I can never, you know, you have to, dude. I mean, and as a parent of a girl that is objectively beautiful, I think. I mean, I'm sure every dad thinks this about their girls, but my daughter's very, very attractive, like pretty, and her mom's very, very attractive, and there's high probability she's going to be an attractive young woman. And attractive young women, to steal a bit from Louis C.K., basically walk through a blizzard of dicks in their life, and that's what their life is like. So you're either going to go fucking crazy as a girl dad, or you're just going to accept that your daughter has to figure out how to live her life wisely on her own. Like,
well, here's the thing.
You know,
if you try to prohibit it,
yeah,
it gets so much worse.
Well, one of the things that I agree with is like, you have to work on her self-confidence, and her self-worth. You know that we recite something every night. I love myself. She says it. I love myself. I think that her self-esteem and her self-worth.
What if she rebels against you by hating herself?
You know, exactly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mm-hmm. But at least I've tried. You know what I mean? And
have you thought about introducing her to a system of morality? Like, I don't know.
Why is
faith in Jesus.
Why does morality have anything to do with it? Okay, what if I was to say, yeah, Muslim?
Well, then you have different rules for how she interacts with men.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, Hindu.
I don't know what they do.
Me neither. What about the Jews?
The Jewish religion is pretty sick.
Yeah, but they don't fuck with that Jesus fellow.
Yeah. They did kill him, and in one of their books it says that he's boiling in a pot of liquid shit.
Fucking
In the
quote
Talmud.
Louis forever. This is the last one, I promise. But have you heard him talk about the Bible? He's a whole set. It's actually the one I went to in MSG. But he's holding the Bible, and during the thing he's like, I got this book. It's actually about Jesus, and he's like, well, actually, only this little bit. Only this little bit's about Jesus. He's like, the rest of it is just Jews being like, and we walked through the desert. It was very difficult, and Jacob bought a goat. It's fucking hilarious.
There are the parts of the Old Testament are so crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's his whole take.
There's good stories in there.
He's
though.
a Mexican Jew. That guy.
The fucking king of the Jews, the first one, David. There's a part in there where he has a crush on his friend's girlfriend, Bathsheba. He sees her bathing naked, and he's like, "Oh my god, she's smoking." And so he's like, "Buddy, you have to go die in a war," and sends his friend to go die in a war. And then he has sex with Bathsheba, and God's like, "No, you can't do that. That's your friend's girl." And he's like, "God, please." And God's like, "All right, if you do it, I'm going to curse you, and you will have your baby will be stillborn."
Stillborn, not mongoloid.
So then he humps Bathsheba, and their baby comes out stillborn, and she's like, "David, my life is a wreck." And he's like,
My bad.
and just dips out on her. And he was the king. David is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's have I talked about on here the story of like the first vineyard and Noah?
No, maybe.
Noah created the world's first vineyard, and he invented wine, and he drank so much wine that he passed out naked, and one of his sons came in and saw him in his nakedness. And he came out and he was like, "Yo, Dad's in there with his dick out." And then the other two sons were honorable, so they came in and they walked backwards to cover him.
And then they fell and landed on his penis?
No, but they
Backwards?
covered him, and then when he woke up and he found out that his other son saw him naked, he cursed him and his lineage for all of time.
Oh, man. Can't even look at a dick, dude.
And then there's another story where this guy is like, doesn't want to procreate, and so his daughters rape him. I'm still forming my faith. There's a lot of Old Testament stuff that I'm like, this is dumb, but I like Jesus, dude. Jesus rules.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What is there to not like about Jesus?
Nothing that I can think of.
Yeah, he loves everybody.
I just don't like the idea that that's the only path. I think that's super narrow-minded.
Well,
man.
you could be like me, a Christian Universalist, where I believe all people are saved.
So when I was raised by Catholics who taught me that Catholics go to their heaven, Jews go to their heaven, Muslims go to their, that it was like
That's
a
not
subjective
Catholic
thing.
teaching, but that's
No,
nice.
not at all. But there are more Catholics like that.
And when we get to heaven, we don't
than
have to hang out with
Protestants.
the Jews.
There are more Catholics that are open-minded like that, in my experience.
Yes, I agree.
Than the Protestants. The
The
Protestants,
hardline Protestant. Well, it depends, because there's like, what are they? The Presbyterians and shit are super open-minded. Like they're the ones that have lesbian preachers and stuff. I think, yeah.
hell yeah.
Unitarian, those people are super
Yeah,
open-minded.
yeah.
But like the Southern Baptists and shit, that stuff sucks.
So our
And they build
verdict,
the big, giant, gross mega churches.
ugly. Our verdict on Adolescence
Adolescence?
is fucking
Great.
five out of
Fantastic
5.
show.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm planning on watching, what were my options? Possession, 1981 with Isabella Gianni. Maybe The 7-Year Itch with Marilyn Monroe,
Ooh.
where her skirt go blowing up.
Yeah. Nice.
See
That's
your
exciting.
games.
I'm gonna just soprano it up hard.
What else? I had some other shit. Maybe let me know
Well,
if
I
you've
thi-
seen any of these.
I think we're gonna have to go.
Okay, well, hold on though.
We're gonna hold on, but then we're gonna
Have you
go.
seen Ferrari?
No.
What about The Last Picture Show?
Ford. Yeah. John or not John. What the fuck's his name?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. That's his first movie.
You like that one?
Yeah. Saw it a long time ago.
The Last American Virgin.
No, I never watched that. I would do Last Picture Show. I would actually watch Last Picture Show again right now. Who we gonna have a guest next week? Next
know.
episode. we're gonna have to get one in because then we're gonna miss a week. It's gonna be tough, man.
Why don't you think of somebody?
Okay, I'll do that. I'll get somebody to come over.
My damn sponsor is speaking tonight at the book club, and he his YouTube's popping.
The Sunday Yana.
Yeah,
Oh, his YouTube on his car.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole niche for that.
Sure.
Good for him. I mean, I don't know.
Praise God.
Yeah. I'd like to, you know, I was experiencing some with my plumbing stuff, and then I realized I didn't have the bandwidth to keep it up.
Sure.
To be consistent about it. And basically it comes down to priorities. You know what I mean? I have to prioritize my
I got to get
family
back to making music.
and money.
That's one for me.
I pretty much worship money.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay, right?
No, it's not.
You don't think
You'll
so?
never have enough. Read the David Foster Wallace "This Is Water" thing. Everybody worships something.
Oh man, David Foster Wallace, my sponsor, sent me a book, a collection of short stories. What's it called?
Consider the Lobster. Brief interviews with hideous men.
Yeah, well, there's like pop quizzes, brief interviews with hideous men.
be that one.
There's a bunch of pop quizzes in it, and these like random stories. But anyway, I got to get it. It sounds fucking amazing, dude. So my sponsor did a thing in his Substack where he put
That'd be brief interviews. Yeah, it's so good.
he put a thing out where he's like, he's going to this tennis tournament in California, and he's like, for $5,000, one of the readers for a $5,000 price tag, you can come with me to this tournament. And a bunch of people submitted, right? And one of them was a plumber. He's got this, you know, he writes a financial Substack and for wealthy folks. I get to read it because he's my buddy, but it's a very expensive Substack. It turns out plumbers are rich. And that's the way it should be.
Yup.
So I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be a rich plumber.
Respect. I'm going to be a
Rich social worker.
rich social worker.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a great afternoon.
Find God.
Watch Adolescence
Praise
now that
God.
we've spoiled it.
All right.